So for those who don't know, ये है अफगानी, लेकिन ये हिंदी भी बहुत अच्छी बोलता है. इनफैक्ट कुछ इंडियन कैडेट से बेटर बोलता था इंडिया में.
At that time being, I actually had been selected to many academies. I was selected to an academy in Russia for medicals. Whenever I went to breakfast, lunch, and dinner, for the first week of the academy, I couldn't find my squadron again because they all looked the same. I was able to find my battalion. I knew that ये battalion मेरा है. Every single time I either went to.
So NDA में क्या होता है, जो सिस्टर स्क्वाड्रन का होता है ना, सो वहाँ वो तुम्हारे जैसे ससुराल है, ठीक है, और तुम वहाँ पे कभी भी चले जाओ, you are treated like kings, ठीक है. So whenever we were getting rogered, we used to.
So I started at Josh type. I used to tell them in these words, I started at Josh type. I'm going to finish at Josh type. I was always known for my Josh. I was always known for my activities, and I want to go down as someone who actually went throughout the entire tenure of 4 years with same Josh without a fail.
जय हिंद, वंदे मातरम और भारत माता की जय. स्वागत है आपका द फौजी शो में. द फौजी शो में सामाजिक जिम्मेदारी की तरफ एक विनम्र कोशिश है. इस शो से इकट्ठा किया हर पैसा भारत के वीर फाउंडेशन में जाएगा, ताकि हमारे शहीद भाई बहन की फैमिलीज को कोई भी आर्थिक समस्या ना आए. आपकी एक लाइक, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब से किसी की सहायता हो सकती है, क्योंकि मैं खुद एक एक्स NDA हूँ और नेशनल डिफेंस एकेडमी में 3 साल ट्रेनिंग किया हूँ. मैं सम्मान करता हूँ हर उस भाई बहन का जो सरहद पर है, ताकि हम जैसे लोग, आप और मैं, चैन की नींद सो सके.
जय हिंद, वंदे मातरम एंड भारत माता की जय. स्वागत है आपका द फौजी शो में. आज मेरे साथ मेरा भाई, मेरा कोर्समेट, माय ब्रदर फ्रॉम अनदर मदर, लेफ्टिनेंट नासिर. सो नासिर, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर बीइंग देयर फॉर अस. एंड आई न्यू कि तू मना नहीं करेगा मेरे को, इसलिए आई एम टेकिंग दिस लिबर्टी. एंड गाइस, he is a lieutenant in the Afghan National Army. He is presently in Delhi pursuing a course. So Naser, welcome to our platform and thank you for being with us.
Thank you, bhai. It's an honor to be on your show, and I'm very happy that you actually called me for this, and it is an honor to be here.
Great. So for those who don't know, ये है अफगानी, लेकिन ये हिंदी भी बहुत अच्छी बोलता है. इनफैक्ट कुछ इंडियन कैडेट से बेटर बोलता था इंडिया में. So नासिर, इट्स बेटर कि तू थोड़ा बहुत हिंदी में ही बात कर, ठीक है, क्योंकि हमारी ऑडियंस मेजॉरिटी हिंदी स्पीकिंग है. वैसे यू कैन शिफ्ट टू इंग्लिश व्हेनेवर यू फेस एनी प्रॉब्लम. सो नासिर, हाउ वाज ग्रोइंग अप इन अफगानिस्तान एंड वहां कहाँ से मोटिवेशन मिली तेरे को आर्मी ज्वाइन करने की? आई रिमेंबर योर फादर वाज आल्सो इन द आर्मी. सो कैन यू टेल अस अबाउट दैट?
Actually, bhai, क्या है कि I'm a third generation military in my family. So my grandfather was also in army. My father was in army. They were both generals. And so motivation तो वही से मिली थी मुझे actually, because I came from an army background. So motivation was always that I had to join the force, no matter what. And मतलब पहले तो ये basic, it was just something that I wanted, but starting from the 9th class, I was actually dead serious about it. कि नहीं, मुझे या तो आर्मी ज्वाइन करना या तो और कुछ नहीं करना. सो आई वाज वेरी डेडिकेटेड टू माय चॉइस. कि फॉर दोज हु डोंट नो, एक्चुअली हमारा यहाँ क्या होता है कि देयर इज अ एग्जाम आफ्टर 12th क्लास इन ऑर्डर टू जॉइन द कॉलेजेस एंड अदर यूनिवर्सिटीज. मतलब कुछ भी परस्यू करना है तो वहां से स्टार्ट होता है. सो यू हैव टू गिव एन एग्जाम व्हिच इज टेकन कंट्री वाइज. So I did not even appear for that exam. I was that serious about it. So my family actually forced me to go and take it, but I did not take it. And क्योंकि मुझे पता था कि अगर if I don't take that exam, then they'll have no choice but to send me in army. And they were happy about it, but they also wanted me to just take the exams to see what happens. But लेकिन I was so serious about my choice that I didn't even appear for the exam. And I directly came and went to the military exams which were conducted there. So मोटिवेशन तो यार पहले से ही था मुझे कि करना तो यही है, या तो यही करना या तो और कुछ नहीं करना. But I had a full stop on that. So there was no other choice for me but to join the army, at least for myself. So growing up in Afghanistan, it was for me actually, I would consider myself being a part of a privileged lot. Because I came from a background of military. My father was a general, so I would always had that privileges with me growing up. And it was great. It was actually great. We had everything, basically. Everything that we. So it was really much better. I had a better life than actually most people that I know my age. So it was great. It was great to being there. Just
cool. अच्छा, तूने एकेडमी आने से पहले यू न्यू हिंदी, सो इसका क्या कारण था? वही वाचिंग मूवीज एंड ऑल?
actually, जब मैं academy join करने से पहले, actually from where it started my Hindi, there was actually some kind of disease going around. I remember it was around I was in 8th class at that time maybe. So क्या हुआ था कि उस time पे because of that disease, for 3 months it was a total lockdown. So just hit us. I don't remember which disease it was, but it was something spreading around. So they told us schools were shut down, people did not leave their house. This time we had cable, so मैं तो दिन भर बैठ के movies ही देखता रहता था. And in that 3 months, I actually did not even realize when it happened. But the end of 3 months, I knew Hindi somehow. I don't know how, but I just got it from the movies. And at the end of 3 months, I was able to understand and talk in Hindi. So मेरा एक जुड़वा भाई है, and in order when we used to tell each other things that we didn't want the family to know, but like secrets हम बताते हैं, तो we used to talk in Hindi. So they बोल क्या रहे हैं? But the thing was that we could speak in Hindi, he could speak, but that grew a lot once I came to India. So that had become much better. Then when I came in India, I actually learned how to write in Hindi, how to read in Hindi, and
Yes.
my problem was in grammar.
Yeah.
So my grammar became perfect. So
Cool, man.
it just became better and better. And by the time I passed out of India, I could, like, no one could tell that I'm not Indian. No one could tell I'm different than others. So
Yeah.
that me always, like from starting of India, I had that thing that I knew Hindi, and the good thing was that I actually never played dope with it. Like most people knew Hindi, especially the foreigners.
Yes.
So when I moved up to seniors or to drill sabs, they would just say that no Hindi, no English. That was the concept of being a foreign. That was a privilege given. But actually, मैंने 4 साल में दोनों academy में, I never played that I don't know Hindi wala ka. So I was always, I used to just stand there. Do you know Hindi? Yes, I can perfectly speak in Hindi. Do you know perfectly speak in English? But I would give reasons. I would give a lot of reasons. And even to drill sabs and to seniors, I would give so much reasons that they just had to let me go. So I played that card like Uno card with it.
Yeah, man. I remember, in our scon we had Atai sir and Meyer sir. So they used to speak better Hindi than most of the South Indians over there in our squadron. And but very fond memories of all the Afghan cadets. Nasir, now you are in academy, and I remember the first day, when our JTT officer was there. I don't want to name him. So, he says ki, yaar, who can do 40 push-ups here? And you go, huh?
It was 50 push-ups.
50 push-ups. And you went on the stage like a boss, like a, Sigma male. And you just went there, you did 50. And then you were like looking, you want more? And then I think that was one of the coolest things. And that was, I think, first day of our orientation at NDA. So yeah, that was very cool, man. How was your experience as a junior in NDA? Because I remember, Shafi sir used to call you guys, and it was not easy for you as well. Official training was tough, and Shafi sir also made sure that you guys are doing something. So how was that experience as a junior in NDA?
Actually, as a junior, the thing was first, when I came to National Defence Academy, I had very little knowledge about it. Because we didn't know much about it. The only things that I knew was from the videos which I had saw on YouTube. That was the only knowledge that I had about National Defence Academy. I had never seen an ex-NDA. Like after first time, I actually met so many ex-NDAs that I couldn't believe that there are so many of us there in Afghanistan. When I went back home after the first break, before going, I actually had no idea about the academy. The only thing that I knew was that all the things that you have, the videos on YouTube. So those were the only knowledge that I had about the National Defence Academy. And I, at that time being, I actually had been selected to many academies. I was selected to an academy in Russia for medicals, for which I had appeared. I was selected for a academy in United States, which was for 4 years.
West Point.
Yes, it is called the
West Point
Academy of United States.
Yeah, West Point.
West Point Academy. Yeah. The thing was that was my first choice, but unfortunately that got cancelled that year, and they told me to wait another year, and next year they will not conduct an exam and directly take me. But I was like, nahi, mujhe to karna hai isi saal, because most people and everybody, like every friend that I had, was either selected in a college, was preparing for something. So I was the only one left out. So I feel quite left out at that point. So I was like, no, karna to abhi hai. I cannot wait and die here for something which might happen or might not happen. So after that, I had appeared for National Defence Academy as well. I was selected for all the. So I was given a choice. I was in between, like I had appeared for so many exams and I had cleared all of them. And I was sitting there, ki ab karna kya hai mujhe? Which one should I go? So the Russian one was a medical college. I was not out for medical. I couldn't do medical. I was sure that nahi, doctor banna tha to Fauj mein. The choice was between National Defence Academy of India and National Defence Academy our own. So between these two, I thought ki chalo yaar, National Defence India chala jata hu, another country also. I'll get something new. Because yahan pe to wapas aana hi hai mujhe. So these things, most things about our own, being from a military background, I knew almost everything about our own academy. So मुझे लगा कि I know everything about here. So let me go somewhere else. I'll get to know something else, something at least better. तो जब मैं वापस वहाँ पे आया था, I remember the first day, there was only 2 of us selected for 139 course actually at that time. And when we came to, मतलब जब हम India आए, आप यहाँ पे पहुँचे, so we actually had no idea about the academy anyhow. So I remember the first day that we went to, when we were given our squadrons by the adjutant. So I had actually no idea about it. I had no idea what's going on here. Like I was just playing, just sitting there, just thinking about what's going on here. So jab wahan pe pahunche, so one by one everybody went there and they got their squadrons, which I had no idea what squadron is. So main wahan pe pahuncha, I sit down. I said, "Good morning, sir." I had no idea about wishing officers or anything. So I sat there. So he looked at me and he said, "Okay, chalo tumhe golf squadron de deta hu." So I was like, "What is golf?" I knew golf as a sport, not golf as a sport. So he just wrote G on that paper slip that we had, and he told me, "Okay, you can go." I said, "Okay." So I went down, came down. One of my course mate, which was my squadron type, Ravinder Singh, he came up to me. He said, "Buddy, we both got the same squadron." And I was like, "What is the squadron?" He told me it's a house, and he explained it to me a little bit. I was like, "Okay, we'll go and see it." And I remember going to Camp Fort for issuing of clothes. And so that was pretty much fun, which took an entire day, and I was exhausted, and we went back to the squadron. And one of the memories that I will always have with myself was whenever I went to breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the first week of the academy, I couldn't find my squadron again because they all looked the same. I was able to find my battalion. I knew that ye battalion mera hai. Every single time I either went to Foxtrot, Eco, or Hunter, and the last squadron that I went was golf. So that happened to me for the first 1 week, and I was so lost about it. But ye log pehnchante kaise कि कौन सा squadron है किसका? Because it looked really the same to me, and I had no idea which one was mine. So I just used to roam around all the 4 squadrons, then find my own, then go to my room. So that's a memory that I will never forget.
When our first termers are called dopes, irrespective
that's
of
actually
nationality.
that time I actually got it why we are called dopes at that time. and kuch pata hi nahi chal raha tha, like everything in academy used to look the same to me, and I was like so confused कि लोग ये पहचानते कैसे कि कहाँ जाना है, ये होता क्या है ये सब कुछ. So that was quite exhausting also and fun also actually at the first.
True.
And that was a good memory of me. यार मतलब that I'll never forget कि मैं स्कॉटलैंड कैसे नहीं पहचानता था. And then by the end of first term, I actually used to tell myself that there's no place in this academy that I don't know.
Great, man. Great. So, for those who don't know, he's from Golf, Scotland, and I am from India, as you can see in my background. So, Golf and India are sister Squadrons. So, NDA में क्या होता है, जो सिस्टर स्क्वाड्रन का होता है ना, सो वहाँ वो तुम्हारे जैसे ससुराल है, ठीक है, और तुम वहां पे कभी भी चले जाओ, यू आर ट्रीटेड लाइक kings. Okay, so whenever we were getting rogered, we used to go to golf squadron, and whenever golfies were getting rogered, they used to come to our squadron. And whenever we used to get a trophy, it used to go to golf. जब भी golf की ट्रॉफी आती तो इंडिया में आती थी. And we have fond memories, very fond memories of golf squadron. And we have spent a lot of time there, lot of time, especially on Sundays and all. So Nasir, now moving to your senior term, now you are a senior in NDA, and some responsibility has been added to you to look after your juniors from Afghanistan who have left their home. नए नए आए हैं. So how was that experience as a senior? What all it added?
Actually, जब हम senior बने थे, तब I was actually not just the Afghan GCs who came from Afghanistan or the foreigners. Generally, the Tajik GCs were also given to us. But beside that, I was always I was never considered a foreigner in my squadron, at least.
Yes,
Like,
I know.
so that was a good thing also and a bad thing also, both at the same time. Ki agar I was not considered, that was a good thing, but I was never given a privileges also. That was also one of the sides also. So I got my understudy also. My understudy was from Turkmenistan.
Oh.
So I got an Indian understudy as well. So उनके लिए तो बचता ही रहता था. Generally from squadron office, they did something, then I used to get Roger for it, and I used to at least feel that in myself ki, yeah, I need to teach something to my juniors. And actually my juniors, I would say, at least what I know from them, they all have a fond memory of them. I used to Roger them, but I didn't believe in doing it without a cause. I always had a cause for myself, and I used to do it just to that limit where they realize their mistakes and don't repeat it again. And not above that. I didn't used to, matlab, wo saddest wala part, I didn't used to get to there. I was not the saddest wala part of the course. And mostly I used to do, because my physical was good before joining National Defence Academy. I used to do a lot of training. Like I was a state wrestling champion, so I used to do that. I used to do boxing and fitness and everything. So I was good in physical, and that physical part, it helped me throughout the academy, even starting from the first term, starting from that 50 push-up that I did on first day till I got passed out from IMA in my third term. That helped me a lot to get through that very easily and very smoothly, because in India में क्या होता है कि people actually struggle a lot with the physicals.
Yes.
That was the easiest part for me. So in that physical part, because I knew the physicals and I knew how to do swimming and riding, I was very good in riding. So I used to help my juniors in those parts. Like I was the PT in charge of the squadron. I was PT 2IC of the squadron. When I went to IMA, I got the PT 2IC and I became the PT in charge. So I always took keen interest in that, the swimming in charge and games in charge. So I always took interest in that, and I always try to at least teach them something in athletics, be it in athletics, sports, or physical. And I think my juniors actually love me for that. I think I know that for a fact that they love me, and I know that it was because of that. Because I didn't, whenever I made them do physical training, I always did it with them. मतलब मैं इसलिए करता था कि so that they don't think that I'm rogering them in name of PT. So if I used to make them do a rope, I do also a rope. So that way they know कि भाई ये भी तो कर रहा है हमारे साथ. If I'm doing this, he's also doing it. And that way they actually used to do a lot more than they could have. I used to play with them. That I used to challenge them. Okay, who can beat me in this? Who can beat me in rope? Who can do better wall than me? And every time there would be someone who would step out. Sal, I'll do it. Sal, I'll do it. Sal, I'll do it. And then that way actually I try to improve them a lot. And in my Afghani juniors, one thing that we actually lacked was the academics. That was the toughest part for me, for them as well, because we came from a different system where exams to yaad hi honge tumhe ki we used to write so much, like 15-14 pages just to pass the subject. Like, come on, yeah. And it was like writing so much and studying so much for it. So I used to help them with that a lot. Like, I used to call them for classes in my room in study periods. I used to take special permission to go to either their cabins or invite them to my cabin so that they can, at least I could help them with that. And first time it was hard for me also, but thanks to one of my seniors, which was from Hunter, Shehzad Sarbaz. He actually
Yes.
came.
Well,
He was the best FGC in IMA in India as well. So
yes.
he actually taught me how to appear for the exam. He taught me how to write the paper, how to take a scale. Basically, about academics, everything he taught me in my first term. And I just carried it on to my other courses, to my junior courses. Whenever they came, I used to call them, I used to teach them that paper ye karna hai, paper ke saath aisa likhna hai, which points you have to write, which things you have to just memorize and just write it as it is, which things you can write for yourself, conclusions and everything. So I actually used to help them with that. And उसके सिवा तो academy was such a busy कि किसी के लिए time ही नहीं मिलता था अपने अपनी squad में. Because my juniors were never in my squad and they were all scattered around the academy. In every squadron there was one junior of mine or either one senior of mine. So we didn't get that much time to call them, but whenever we got time, I tried to help them at least as much as I could. And yeah, Roger them as well. That was also a part of it. That was a part of it.
Great. So you were a color in PT or boxing, I remember, either in NDA or IMA.
No, that was my course mate Sohail Vaidi. He got a color in boxing. I tried to
he,
appear for it, but
yes.
never got the color. I don't
He
know
was,
why.
he was, I think, half blue, na?
He was half blue in boxing.
Yeah.
He got the
He was like next level guy. यार उसके सामने कोई Indian आया था ना, then he was like used to pray कि भाई मैं बस जिंदा बाहर आ जाऊँ ring से. He is such a nice chap. Where is he? Is he also in Delhi right now?
No, he actually went to Afghanistan. He had some family issues back there, so he had to deal with those family issues.
Great. I will contact him also after this. So now, moving to IMA, you passed out of NDA,
Yeah.
and now you went in IMA. So what was the difference as a foreign cadet, as a cadet, which you had seen between NDA and IMA?
The first day that I went to IMA, the first thing that they told me was, like, if you are in NDA, then there is no foreign GC for you. Like, we were not considered foreigner just because we were ex-NDAs.
Yeah.
And I tell them, and they used to give some leeway to foreigners there. Some leeway was there for them in some part. But once they knew that you were in ex-India, there was like and then in your academy number, then there was no leeway for you whatsoever. And then you were not known as a cadet, as a foreign cadet. You were just known as ex-Indian, which is actually sin in IMA. If you're an ex-India, it's a sin. Why क्यों ex-India? And you have to get positive just because being from ex-India. So they were never considered as a foreigner. We just considered as ex-India is all equal. There was nothing Indian, foreigner, just ex-India. Yes, you're yes. So there was just two divisions of us, and that was just, the first month of IMA was very, very tough. Yeah, we were separated from every corner of the academy. We were dressed differently. We were made to squadron differently. So the first month was very tough, and we were taken. They told us we have to take the India out of you, but they don't know that we cannot take India out of us. So still we were the same people, but they tried their best. Yeah, they tried.
So first month is tough, फिर उसके बाद the ex-NDA का वो जो कीड़ा होता है वो that kicks in and then you survive, right?
Yeah, that kicks in. The first month it is tough, but still they know that no matter what they do, they cannot take India out of us. We'll still ex-Indians and we know everything, and that they know that also. For the first month they just try to do it, which they fail every single time, I think. But then by the end of the first month, the direct entry coursemates of mine, they also learn how to be an ex-Indian. So that's the only difference that comes after first month. That they learn. It's not that we change, they change.
Yeah,
like they become more like that.
Yes. Well said, yeah, well said. So what I have heard from my course mates is कि drill ustad we feel कि NDA में बहुत खतरनाक है, Lekin in IMA, it's like NDA drill starts into 100. So is it true or is it a myth only?
Yeah, that is true. That is true. The ustads there, the actual thing is about those stars. Like I can tell you that from my own experience. So I was the leftmost guy in the squad, which I had to do nothing. I was just supposed to be there to complete the squad. So the first guy was direct. So all the three others were direct entry. I was the only senior there. So they made us mistake there. They said it late, I think. Yeah, they said it late. So Saab told us to hold. We all hold there, and he checked out ice slips and all those three direct entries. He gave them their ice slips back, and he told him to leave. And he took me. And I was like, Saab, I'm not supposed to wish. They were supposed to wish. He said, no, you were supposed to tell them.
Oh my.
I didn't say anything. I said, okay, Saab. जो करना है बता दो मैं कर लूंगा.
सही है. Saab party sometimes you can't put logic with them. You can't question logic. They can, you just have to experience. I remember there is one drill star in NDA. So I was on my restriction report, and in the morning, साहब says, सहोटा आपके पास सुई है? मैं बोलता जी साहब. तो बोलते धागा है? मैंने बोला जी साहब. Like I was very happy कि भाई मेरा काम हो गया, मैं बच गया. बोलता फिर बोलता सुई में धागा है? बोलते साहब ये तो नहीं किया. बोलता क्यों नहीं किया? 380. साहब. So just can't question logic. So now you are passing out from IMA, and IMA में NDA में तो you were busy with BA with I think foreign language was Hindi only. So in IMA what do they teach?
In IMA there is no foreign languages in IMA.
Yes.
There is only in NDA, and in IMA you have the basics management courses, basically the same thing, geography, those things, the BA subjects basically. So all the students coming from India to IMA, they become a BA type suddenly. So the same history and geography things, his subjects are being taught there. So actually, in regarding the academics, I don't know if I became much better in my 3 years course, or was it easier in IMA, but it was actually quite easy, at least for me. But for others, it was tough for the special direct entries. But once we got there, I was actually in National Defence Academy. I was the kind of person who just wanted to pass the exam, and I always passed my exam. And I was happy about it. Yeah, pass ho gaya, matlab that's it. But once I went to IMA, even though my aim was just to pass, I always got above the average, and I was always like, I was to my own surprise. I got a WT pin there, which was I was surprised. कि यार मुझे WT pin कैसे मिल गया?
That too foreign cadet.
Yeah, no, as a cadet, as a overall. Like
yeah,
I got a
that but you were foreign cadet. You came to India. You learned our systems, and then you got WP. That's awesome, man.
I got a firing also. I was the best FGC in firing, second best in academy, and best FGC overall in firing. So it was actually, I tried to do a lot in IMA also. It's not that I didn't try to do it. I actually wanted to do more than I did in India, and I had the knowledge of 3 years of India. So that made IMA quite a cakewalk, I would say. For me, at least, it was quite easy for me because I knew the drill. I knew almost everywhere I went, every tactics question that they throw at me, every lecture that they appear, every LD that they give. At least I didn't knew it completely, but I knew something about it. And I tried my best to try to learn more, and that actually helped me. And I became an appointment in my third term and first rotation. And it was actually quite a great experience there. I got a control of 150 Afghan GCs. I was the senior most foreign gentleman cadet of IMA. And I got quite close to becoming best FGC. And it was great. I became a JEO there. So it was actually quite a great experience, at least for me there. And to get it all so easily. I don't know if it was easy because of my 3 years or was it easy like that. But I think it was because of my 3 years of experience in India.
Definitely.
That's the only reason.
Yeah. I remember that time, I think few days before passing out, you had posted on your story, Insta story, एक तेरी अफगान आर्मी की यूनिफॉर्म थी एंड यू हैड पोस्टेड कि I was waiting for you for like 4 years and now I don't know whether
Yeah.
to wear or not. Like something like that. You know, really made me emotional. I was thinking about you that time. I think messaged you that time
Yeah.
also. But you know, it's just tough times. How was that feeling of passing out, irrespective of what was happening back in the country? How was that feeling in India? Like 4 years coming to an end. What was the feeling?
After what happened in Afghanistan, actually it was because we still had 2.5 months left to pass out from there. So most of us, they actually got quite demotivated as they didn't knew कि अब क्यों करें? Why is we supposed to do it now since everything has happened already? But the thing was that my motivation actually for myself was I kept on doing the same thing. I was one of the only GC, I would say, that never changed even a bit, even after what happened was. And the reason, and they actually asked me, कि भाई, not even the foreigners and not even the officers, my Indian course mates used to ask me this, कि भाई अब क्यों कर रहा है तू? You should just relax like others are doing. You should just take it easy, go to your room and relax. And I told them कि I'm not doing this because of what happened. That was never my motivation. Like for the past 3.7.5 years of my training, which was done 3 years of NDA and almost 1 year of IMA before what happened, I was always the kind of person who did something. I was never one of those people who did not run a cross country, who missed a cross country practice, who missed an ODT, who missed a drill, who went to do a report sick. I was actually one of the people in my course who had, I don't remember, I actually had maybe 2 report six in India and 1 report six in IMA. So in my entire 4 year tenure, I only report sick 3 times. So I said that I'm not doing this I never did it for that cause. I did it क्योंकि मैंने ये पिछले जितने भी 3 साल गए, I did it with a lot of passion. And I cannot leave it right now. I started it with a lot of passion in my heart. I'm going to finish it with a lot of passion in my heart. I'm not going to leave it in between. There's nothing in between. So I started it Josh type. I used to tell them in these words, I started it Josh type, I'm going to finish it Josh type. I was always known for my Josh. I was always known for my activities. And I want to go down as someone who actually went throughout the entire tenure of 4 years with same Josh without a fail. So I just kept on going and I just kept on doing what I was supposed to do, all the activities, everything. So, and it came to an end and it actually made it easier for me as I kept myself busy. It made me relax more than others. So it was hard. I wouldn't say it was not hard. It was hard. It was really hard. But there's sometimes in life is hard. You don't have a choice about that. So you just have to keep on going. You cannot just give up because something happened. I didn't. So it turned out to be okay, I could say.
You know, that was the difference between you and other foreign cadets. While other foreign cadets considered themselves a foreign cadets, you always set an example for Indian cadets कि भाई ऐसे you have to behave, ऐसे you have to come show up every day, every cross country practice, every PT practice, because we used to see you after all sister squadrons also, we used to see you in your squadron also. कभी शाम को PT करा रहे तू, कभी कुछ करा रहा है, कभी cross country practice करा रहा है, always there for your juniors irrespective of nationality. And that's what I really admired about you as a course mate. So thank you very much for being on our platform, Naser. And it has been wonderful, our last 1 hour, just remembering those days, good old days that we had spent together in Khadakwasla. Naser, Hamara channel, is watched by aspirants who are aspiring to join the same institution which we joined 4 years in 2017. So what is your message to them? As in, what is your last final message before we close it?
I could say that there's a motion that India prepares you for military. I would say that is not entirely true. National Defence Academy, it actually prepares you for life. And I know this for a fact that I have changed so much since I joined the National Defence Academy. It has changed the way that I see life, the way that I live life. It's quite different than I used to. And I could say this, that if I was given a choice to go back in time, even knowing what the outcome is and do something different, I would still join National Defence Academy and do all those things again. Because National Defence Academy, it does not just prepare you to become a platoon commander, it prepares you for life, for everything. Like I know this for a fact that it taught me one thing, that life is not fair. it was never fair. It never is. Things will happen. You just have to take it. You just have to go with it. You just have to keep on going. And that's something that National Defence Academy taught me not life.
Yeah.
And from everything, tying my shoes to dressing myself to living my life, these are the things that I owe to National Defence Academy. And I always remember it, even besides the military things and every knowledge, the knowledge that it has given me, it has shown me a way of life. So I will always be thankful for National Defence Academy for doing it. And that's what National Defence Academy does to every single one of us. By the end of first term, not even the entire 3 years, by the end of first term, it changes our entire mindsets as it breaks us down and makes us a soldier, a gentleman, and an officer at the end of it. So I owe big time to National Defence Academy for doing everything that it did to me, for changing me, and for making me the man I am today. So that I owe to National Defence Academy. And I would say for all the army aspirants who want to join the National Defence Academy, just you have to do it. If you want to see a life, if you want to live a life, you have to join National Defence Academy. There is no other choice. You're not going to learn the things that they teach you in National Defence Academy, in any college, in any university in the world. Just National Defence Academy will teach you that. So that's my message.
So thank you very much, Naser, for those kind words. And I completely agree whatever you said, because I also experienced the same thing when I went outside. So thank you very much. And always there for you. Whenever you face any problem, I am always there for my course mates, for my brothers. So I will in fact visit you in Delhi whenever I come. So thank you very much for coming on our platform, and love you, brother.
Thank you for having me. See you guys.